You are right in time for family check. And our topic of conversation today is quite interesting. The question we are posing to you is, what is the right age? What is the appropriate age to open up to your child about sex education? That is the question that we are asking you. And remember that you are open to send us your comments, your reviews, your questions on the same via our line 0716-103-301, 0716-103-301. Tuanze pamoja, maswali zianze kuingia. You can share your messages via WhatsApp, or you can also call in live the moment we open our lines. And joining me for this conversation is one Nelly Mutai, who is a multimedia creative and actress as well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then we have Might. Might is a trainer, a mentor, and also the CEO Pro Mentors Africa. Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
A very needed conversation, because you know, when you talk about sex, it's usually like a taboo. It is a topic that is not talked about, you know, in open spaces and all of that. So what is the appropriate age to introduce the sex conversation to your child? But even before you get to answer that, I would love to know from your own experience, were you ever taught about sex by your parents while you were younger?
For me, I wouldn't really say there was a conversation, like a sit-down conversation with my parents about sex. Mostly it was like warnings. Usicheze na vijana. Nikikupata wewe. Mostly it was like warnings, but not really like this is how things work. You shouldn't do this. You should do this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unajua, kitambo, there used to be a lot of discipline. And it was not all about the ladies and sex, ucheze na vijana. Even as they were warning, piga demu wenyewe ball, wazee wanatumwa. There were tough warnings on how you work out the sex issue. If you ukiblanda tu kidogo kama jamaa, atunaenda kila pahali. In fact, your ball, which is the consequences of sex, the whole community will know. They will even come. Watasema ulivunja mbuzi ya yenyewe. So when others see that action, discipline comes in. Inakuwa funzo. Unlike today. So zamani, that concept of discipline and tough education from my elders, I think it was helping.
Was that conversation had in your household when
you
were
conversation,
younger?
You don't. Hakuna conversation ati wewe unacheza na msichana wenyewe, shauri yako. The point was atapata ball. Utalia mtoto aje. You know, there were tough words being punctured. To us. So we can say that was the education anyway. Maybe that was the conversation, but it was a tough one.
Because also on my end, no one really sat me down. Not my mother, not my father. No one really sat me down. We got to know about, you know, the sex conversation in school, especially when we go to the, in science, to Kisoma reproduction. That is when now you start knowing, oh, there's this, there's that, this is what you should know, this is what you should do, you know. That was there, but I don't think I was even warned like that. I don't remember that warning on my end. But that was the case, you know. But now let's look at the times we are living in right now. Saizi hata usipoongelelea nyumbani, atasikia tu mahali kwingine, ama atapatana tu na information, because you know they are always on their phones as well. So maybe just tentatively looking at it, when is the appropriate age? And is there something like an appropriate age, or is this a conversation that keeps evolving and gradually you should gradually introduce it to your child? But from what age?
I feel like each age group has its kind of conversation on sex that is appropriate. What I will talk to with my 5-year-old is not what I will talk to my 12-year-old or 15-year-old. So I feel like each age has its appropriate conversation. Like kindergarten level, from like 3 years up to 5 or 6 years, that's when they need to know their body parts. They need to know even these private parts, what are they called, that no one should touch them. There's even that song they usually like, no one should touch them, but it just sings it a lot. So so I feel like that age, they need to know that, like, this is a private part, no one should see it, no one should touch it, no one should feel it. My daughter sings it like that.
No one should play with it.
No one should play everything. And nowadays, even the mouth is a private part. They even do the mouth and all those parts. Yeah. Then now, ukienda mbele, like maybe 7 years uko, kuenda paka maybe 10, now they need to know, like, I am a boy, you know, I am a girl. Even, like a 7-year-old can't change in front of people. They already know. Like a 3-year-old can still not have that shame. But by 7, uko anajua, like, I'm a boy, I need to behave like this, and I'm a girl, I need to behave like this. All the way up to now, maybe teenage or pre-teen, then you'll start talking about the actual sex.
Yeah. Are you have the same idea, Mike?
Sex by age 4. Let's talk about it. Let's hit it, because unajua even develop the character between age 1 to age 5. So by age 4, as we were talking of, this is my private part and everything, conversation, age 4 to me going up, let's talk about it. Because in that age 4, age 5, they're coming to tell, Dad, this is my girlfriend. Already those narratives are already there. So I agree with her. We need to talk about it. The only thing that we need is, as we move, we need to be very keen on our questions or our conversation because of the age. At age 5, at age 4, what are we talking about? Still about sex, but what is the approach? The methodology. At age 7, age 10, as you move up, the approach and methodology changes. But what is happening, there's a lot of shy-off from the parents and everything. They're not ready to speak about it.
But why is that the case? Why do you feel it's so uncomfortable for parents to just, you know, talk about the sex conversation? Why is it so uncomfortable?
I feel like our culture, our tradition, you know, sex conversations are still very taboo. Like, people are not open to talk about sex, to talk about sexuality, to talk about gender. People are not just still very open. Like, of course, there's change, there's progress, but people are not still very open to have these conversations. And when it comes to matters children, it becomes even more sensitive, because now people feel like you're exposing the child to it more than making them be aware of what is already happening in the society.
Mi nafikiria hivi. One thing I think, sisi kama wazazi tuko kwa hiyo kitu mpaka tunashindwa utaambia mtu uyaje. Sisi kama wazazi, even the way we dress and everything which insinuates concept of sex, it's provoking them. It's telling them something, it's communicating to them. Non-verbal communication about sex is already within the house. So unakuta pahali utamwongelesha huyu daughter aje. Utamwongelesha huyu son aje. The concept of a boy and a dad conversation, sijui zilienda wapi. That need to be there. Mom and the daughter, they need to talk. So I think kuna culture ina evolve ambaye ni culture kuna ufala kiplani. Because unless we change, because ikiendelea hivyo, things will be more worse. Because about sex, we should talk about it. We should not beat around the bush. It is face this, it is like this, and like this. It goes like this and this. Because if you don't do that, the way you've said earlier, media will train my child. Media will talk. And when the media talks, then the parental power, influence, goes away. And the
now when we talk about media, it's not just media, you know, it's not the kind of media that people were used to, like, you know, just TV or radio, which is actually, you know, that one is guided, you know. Right now, when you talk about media, we are also talking about social media, which does not have restrictions most times. We're talking about pop culture. What are they, you know, it's wide.
The neighbors, the way they are behaving, and you have a child here, it's media. They are communicating. The outside, even watoto wakienda, kuna vile, and that's why I tell people in school, many parents, these are total reflection of you, your behaviors at home. And teachers can tell you the truth. Teachers wanaangalia gawa toi, anajua huyu ni budake, huyu ni mother. So the media is so wide today. The social media, the way even people are moving outside there. Tumeenda mall with my daughter, with my son. Also there's communication
Yeah,
It's communication. Even tumeenda pale kununua nguo, alafu utakuta kuna mtu amevalishwa nguo.
The mannequins.
Yes.
Inaitwa hivyo. Ati angalia huyu anakaa. Already I think communication ya leo ni tough. Ni tough.
Yeah.
I think a lot is needed.
So what are the dangers of not having these conversations in the house?
Dangers ni mingi. Dangers ni mingi because one, this child, out of my experience that I've been working with the families, a lot of behavior, deviousness behavior are all over. Devious behavior such that now unakuta mtoi in grade 5, in grade 6, vitu kwa nafanya.
Might allow me to cut you short a bit. We have a caller. We have Enoch from Migori. Enoch, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning, and what is your comment on the conversation that we are having?
I am fine. But I have a question.
Yes.
The question is that, how? Open up how? Kuwa open aje kwa mtoto?
Ukuwe open kivipi kwa mtoto? What age are we looking at from your end?
Nathink ni girl child ama?
Miaka ngapi? Mtoto wako miaka ngapi?
Mtoto ako na miaka 25.
25?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and you've never had that conversation na unashindwa bado utaianza vipi?
Si ati ninashindwa. Nimekuwa na conversation naye, ninaongea naye, but to open up because kuna mwingine tena hako 13 years. To open up naye sasa, unajua ni vile watoto wasichana naongea nao, but kuna wanakuangalia.
Yeah.
So hiyo shida iko hapo sasa kuanzia hapo.
Okay. Might I want to hand that to you. You know, dealing with he's a father dealing with the daughters. How do you start that conversation?
Now, one thing we need to realize that parenting is not me alone. Parenting, we need to go. Hata kitambo ulikuwa nasikia kabla sijatairi ningeenda kwa anko zangu. So ikuwa niko baba mimi na niko na wasichana, there are some other things that from the father becomes hard. But an uncle can say those. But a friend can do that. And that's why sometimes kwa ule amepiga pendekezo yangu ingekuwa sometimes hata mkiwa na social within your friends and you take your daughters there and get somebody who can hit the nail on the head. Because sometimes ni ngumu kusema kweli. As a father kuna vitu zingine utashindwa kupronounce na hata inaleta ni kama aibu, but it should not be like that, but it is there because we are culturalized that way. So kwangu mimi ningesema hivi, let's look friends who are surrounding us. If I look that, then I know if you talk to my daughter, kuna vitu tahit. I'm a lady, I'm this and this goes like this. You will hit it better than my wife. And again, a lady talking to a lady, to a girl child, it becomes not very hard. It is easier.
It's easier.
You see? Than the man now talking to the girl child. But still they need to hear the voice of the man. So my thinking kwangu ingekuwa, let's look how are we going back to our friends. I choose the right friends and I realize this friend one day naweza muita invite lunch, tuko tu tunabonga kwa njaro naondoka, wanaanza story. You see, don't put it very formal. Ukika very formal utakuangalia tu uongea stories za jaba. Unabonga. Lakini when you make it informal. Your family and my family gathering together, tumeenda pahali. Let's try to look the way things are moving. Social life is moving in a different angle. Also, this education should move together with the social life. We should upgrade ourselves in the approaches. That's my view.
And how do you balance, you know, protecting a child's innocence? You know, there's a thin line between you're telling them a bit too much, a tad too much. You're talking to a 6-year-old, ushamwambia sijui nini, you know, a lot of things. So how do you protect their innocence and also still at the same time giving them the accurate information?
How do you measure too much? Because hawa already wanajua. Uliza walimu.
Yeah.
That's when you know your child.
You unasema ati ni too much. Already anajua. Amejua hata zaidi kuniliko. Like, let me talk about my daughter tells me, hey, daddy, phone yako hata hujui kutumia.
Yeah, anajua zaidi. Wacha tusikize Mark. Mark, good morning.
Yes, hello.
Unatupata Mark? What is your question?
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yes. No. Yeah, this is one of the conversation that I'm getting, and I was just being concerned recently when my daughter,
Yes.
who is at the age of like 15, when he was at school, there was some kind of inappropriate behavior. And this is due to, regarding the matter of kissing, embracing girls, and all that. And one thing that I was very much upset about is regarding, of course, inappropriate behavior in school and with other girls. And now the issue was brought about when did you start engaging these girls with sexual conversation? Yeah,
Nice.
and of course, the sexual conversation, we started very early, at the age of 7, because that's the time now we were conversing that. Which is the appropriate kind of the areas that you are not supposed to be touched, about your anatomy, and no one should touch your breast. We had this kind of candid conversation. Yeah, and I feel as a parent we should start this at an early age.
Yes.
And because these people are currently they are exposed to internet, they are having tablets and whatever they are seeing through these kind of gadgets. We have no much control at some point because maybe we're at work and they're sometimes left alone. They're still looking. We have mates who are taking through them, and so. The age of conversation, I think we need to start early enough, rather than leaving and then you assume they will learn on their own. This is very, very. It won't be good to start at a late age. So we need to start the conversation at an early age.
At an early age.
Yeah, that to me it's something that we should not shy talking about.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Be open. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark. Yes, Mark is saying don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
It's a conversation that should be had as early as possible.
Yeah.
You know, there's also when you talk about matters sex education, when there's the question you've asked me. You know, what is too much information? You know, the information is already at their fingertips. But then can you imagine talking to a 6-year-old about contraceptives? That's too much information.
No, that's why I say there's age-appropriate conversations on sex. Yeah, like as the age goes up, the conversation is different.
Yeah.
As I said, what you talk to a 5-year-old is not what you talk to a 12-year-old. I think preteens, uko, kuendelea, maybe that's when you can actually talk about sex itself, like intercourse and things like that.
Yeah.
But
And how to prevent it.
and how and things like that. If that is what you're open to, like if you want to talk contraceptives, you know, I feel like different families will have different conversations.
Matters, especially when it comes to contraceptives, then that is also another topic.
It's another topic on its own.
Yeah.
And I feel people are fearing. And for the small ones, my thinking is this. You see, even the CBE coming in. For us, we are so active. You know, that age is so active. There's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Time yetu kulikuwa na ball. Unacheza ball ya juala. By the time unafika nyumbani, you are tired. Ujafikiria story ya aji sasa. So I think we also need to go back within this age. You know, the issue of kucheza, watoto kucheza. I remember one day the CS came and said, let the children play.
Yeah.
Wacha wacheze, wacha kuwe tired and everything. Also it is helping to manage the mind based on, because wangecheza na everything. Leo hawachezi. ni TV na makazini zao na everything na simu. So also that is contributing. I wish parents outside there can also try, like sasa wamefunga, try to send them somewhere wacheze.
Involve them in activity.
Yeah, let them mind because they are active. They will explore if you don't do that. So no matter how busy we are looking for money and everything, please try to do something.
There's the conversation of teenage pregnancies, because as much as we would want to assume, oh, maybe they are too young, they're not even having sex, but then there's the case of teenage pregnancies that if you look at statistics, they are quite high and they keep going up as the years go by. And there's the question that you had asked off air, you know, when back then, do you think they were talking about sex? And what are the numbers compared to how teenage pregnancy is right now, compared to back in the days? How are the numbers when it comes to matters teenage pregnancy? And are we speaking about it now, and is it changing? Is speaking about sex from an early age changing the story, changing the perspective that is with us right now? There was that conversation.
Yeah.
It is true. Before, I think zamani haikuongelewa sana. Ilikuwa ma authority. Ilikuwa ma instructions. Lazima ufuate. And I think ilisaidia pia by that time. Today tunaongelea but I think pia knowledge inakuwa too much, alafu become so active. So when you are so active, then repercussion pia inakuwa. So I think we are called more to talk about it now because of the way the world have changed. We are called to talk more. But I don't have statistics, but I'm very sure at my age, kitambo hazikuwa mob. Kitambo ilikuwa nafika pahali, unaweza pata dem, ana mtoi, na muoane, na everything. Today is different. Ama chali ana mtoi. Today, tumejaa huko. So the pregnancy is too high. It's rapid. And it's rapid because of the behavior. The behavior practice ambayo tuko nazo.
I feel like we've lost family values as a community, as a people. Like some they really valued the family setup. You would make a lady pregnant even if you don't love her, you just marry her. I feel like there were so many cases like that back in the day. And you know, people will really commit to it. You know, mnaandikiana barua hata mjaonana for long and things like nowadays.
Things have changed.
Squeeze unachelewa kidogo hivi. Mbona umenieka? That time there was patience was there, resilience was there.
Ilianza na ule Stella.
Squeeze ni ngumu bwana.
Tarehe 17 mwezi wa. Anyway, now when we're still on this conversation of when to introduce the topic of sex, are there differences when it comes to parenting boys and parenting girls and having this conversation? Is there a difference in how parents should go about, introducing this conversation to the boy child and introducing it to the girl child? Do you think there is a difference?
There is. Like right now, as I said, it's different. I feel like we are more protective of the girl child than the boy child. Because first of all, the consequences of when the girl child is pregnant is going to affect the family directly. Because she will give birth at home, it will be an extra food, mouth to feed, and maybe hataweza kwenda shule. The consequences are tougher on the girl child. So people are more focused on the girl child than the boy child. But right now we've seen in the society we are right now, even the boy child is at risk to, being molested and things like that. But we are more focused on the girl child. Like mostly it's I don't know if he can tell me, I don't know if men are warned as much as a girl, you're being told, cheze huko. But I feel like it's a bit lenient to the boy child.
Mimi niko na shida. Because you empower the girl child sana, unasahau the boy child. Na boy child ndio mwenye hii story. And I agree with her what she's saying. We are so concerned about the girl child. Tunasahau who is the cause. Utamwambia, alafu kuna story nyingine utamwambia anza kuuliza, "Ai mom, unanilenga nisiongee na huyu boy." "Ai mom." There are those things that pull each other. So the education that we are getting sometimes is being watered down. For the girl child, ile tumeongea sana, inakuwa watered down by the peers. By the society vile iko. So I need to have a friend who is a boy. I'm a campaigner of boy child. And to me, my dear, we have reached a moment we must go back to empower the boy child. The boy child who had responsibility. The boy child who knew that if I go this extent, these are the consequences.
Yeah.
Then I'll be in a position to protect your daughter. This boy child will be in a position to take responsibility and realize we'll not go this extent. But it's good to empower the girl child. But at what level? Is it over the advantage of the boy child? I'm even worried who will marry my daughter.
But then
because
whose responsibility
these boys
is
are
it? Whose responsibility is it? Because, you know, we keep hearing that conversation of the girl child is being more empowered, the boy child is being forgotten. But if you get to look at, you know, these empowerment programs that happen, it is ladies, elder women who are coming together deciding we're putting up this thing, we want younger women to come. So where are the men to do the same for the younger boys?
That's the call we need now.
Yes.
That's the call I am campaigning in this country. That's the call you're talking about, the men. Where are the men? So that we stop pointing fingers. In the churches, where are the men? Can we talk about? Not about so much real life. Ile nikwe responsible too. You'll find there are so many young men who are not responsible outside there. Kuna statistics zingine zimetokea za ajabu even about the boy child. So we need really to empower, to start moving, not to forget about the boy child or to forget about the girl child. Both of them should work together. We should talk to them, both of them, so that they can realize you have a responsibility. It's only that sometimes when it comes to the sex issues, there are some things to the girl are seen. To the boy, they are not seen. To the boy, umemaliza story yako, umeondokea. But the girl carries some consequences. You see? Forever. It's a mark. They affect all the way. But I need also to talk to my boy so that he does not bring such case to a certain girl. Because and I call to all men in this country, if I don't do that, even my daughter will be done the same. What goes around comes around. So I think it's a call. I can even call it an altar call. That men will come out and talk to boys, talk to men. Let's go and play football with them. Let them start getting some values that tuko nazo. Although even some men sasa hata value hakuna. So unashangaa hata ni gani utapass. So but it is important. It is important for us to go to that level.
All right. You can get to be part of the conversation. You can send in your messages via WhatsApp. The number is 0716-103-301. It's right there on your screens. 0716-103-301. I want to get to hear from you. Send in those messages so that I get to know. Have you already started that conversation with your child? If not, how are you intending to go about it? Or if you are not even planning to talk about it, also be open and let us know your reasons behind that. Getting back to our conversation, you know, as much as we're saying, yes, start these conversations early, we have to also understand or be of the realization that it can be awkward. Just as we are saying, it can be awkward for some parents, especially maybe I think the Gen X. Maybe for the millennials they're trying, but maybe for the Gen X and the other generations, it could be a bit awkward. For example, there is a child whose mother and father are not around. The guardian is the grandmother. Now, how does this grandmother start talking to their grandson about this? So sometimes it can be a bit awkward. So is there a way? Are there tricks? Are there tips into making it a bit less awkward?
Collective responsibility. I support churches. I support groups zile zina kunaga function because iko awkward. Sometimes you need to let other people speak to your children. And you speak to other people's children. Those events. Let's go to church. And in the church, people, let's talk reality. Don't beat around the bush. Because I'm a Christian, I value the church. So I'll take my teenage to church. I'm expecting ile seminar umeletewa, you are hitting on the head. But if they don't do that, then inakuwa changamoto. But on the other side, I still need to take my responsibility. My responsibility to speak to them, even to speak to the girl, and to speak to the boy.
Another thing is, I feel like we need to normalize sex conversations as a society. You know, nowadays, the way we've normalized mental health talks, we need to really normalize it as well. Because one thing I know for sure, if you don't teach your child, if you don't talk to your child, TikTok will, Instagram will, Facebook, Snapchat, that shopkeeper will. And in the process of all this, your child could get misinformation. I remember back in the day when we were like teenagers, I remember a person, like one of the Ninio got pregnant, and the story was the guy told them if they do it standing, you won't get pregnant. So you know that kind of concept, misinformation. So I feel like we need to talk to our children ourselves so that we give them the right information, because people out there will not be as kind. And
also let's allow the child to belong to the community in a way. And the community could be your friends surrounding him. Choose the right one, because in the earlier time, the child, I belongs to the community, and you could tell me, Sai hatuwezi kaa by myself. I need you. You need to
it
talk.
takes a village to raise a...
we need
it takes a
I think
village.
let's start coming back. Coming back that this child belongs to the community. Teachers, church, you know, all those.
I'm sure right now in schools the sex education has been introduced, so it's part of the CBE, so that's at least a step. But now we need to also talk about it in our homes. We need to finalize on this conversation, and of course hatuwezi malizia, so probably we'll create some other time to get to continue with it. Maybe just parting shots, 30 seconds each. 30 seconds. Me
personally, I just want to urge parents that we need to normalize these conversations in our homes, starting from a very young age. Like age-appropriate conversations on sex education should be normalized.
All right, 15 seconds.
Kenyans, be part of the story. Don't be away. Then after that, you start pointing fingers. Be part of the story to talk about sex education. Be part of the story.
There you've heard it from our panelists this morning. The conversation was on when to introduce the sex education conversation to your child. I am sure that you have gotten to pick a thing or two. Wale ambao bado mnasikia aibu, find someone else who can talk to your child. If you can't do it, akona anko yake fulani wamezoeana, akona aunti yake ambaye wanaelewana zaidi, let them do that for them. We'll get time to continue with this conversation. Right now, I have to finalize right here. My name is Vivian Dagwa. This is Good Morning Kenya. See you tomorrow, same time and place, God willing. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Goodbye.